What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Spin from the Real. You have myself, Allison Salamoni, and joining me today, as always, is good old Matt Thomas. Hello, Matt.
What's up?
And then we also have my friend, your friend, everyone's friend, Chris Anthony Lopez.
I'm
What's up,
trying.
Chris?
I'm trying. I'm great. I feel good. I feel good today.
I love it. Before we get started today, I know that a few other after shows have also made some statements, but we did have a quick statement that we wanted to make as Spin from the Real. So I'm going to go ahead and do that now. We here at Spin from the Real continue to stand with and support victims of abuse and harassment. We commend the bravery of those who have come forward, both publicly and anonymously. For those who have suffered or continue to suffer in private, we are here for you and we believe you. The allegations that have been brought forward in the past 2 weeks are heartbreaking. The way that females have been treated in this community is not a new conversation at this point. And while it is hard to speak up for those who have, it has started a necessary conversation to spark change, especially on how women within this community are treated. We do hope moving forward, this conversation continues to stay at the forefront and we are able to build a safe community for female competitors, after show hosts, and fans. We understand that the conversations will be uncomfortable, but uncomfortable is what is needed right now. Thank you, everyone, for your continued support of all of us here at Spin from the Real. And we look forward to going into season 9 with positivity while continuing to make the necessary changes for the safety of the talent and the fans. So, with that being said, we're going to get on with our show.
Thanks.
First and foremost, Matt, what do we have going on here on What Real Entertainment?
Slow week. There's a chance Real Sports happens with myself and Colin this week. Otherwise, it's just Saber Reels and then Real Talk, which is actually uploading right now. So after this show, go ahead and watch Real Talk. This week's episode was, of course, myself and Taylor L. Cleek talking about somehow Movie Pass is back and our excitement for the Batman.
So wild. How is Movie Pass back?
It's this whole thing, man. There's
It's
so
so
much
crazy.
going on there.
It's so insane.
My friend Leah out in California. For the folks who are around Spectacular Weekend, you might have met her. She doesn't like watch movies as much as a lot of us do in this little space. But she hit me up and she was like, Chris, like Movie Pass is back, because we had Movie Pass when it was around the first time and we went together all the time. And I'm like, yo, like this Movie Pass is super sus.
Like it's super sus. I had Movie Pass. Movie Pass was sus when I had it when it first came out. I'm like $10 a month and I can go see whatever movie I want
every day.
Okay. Every day. I could see 6 movies in one day if I wanted to.
Allison, there's some susness here that it's like
they're like watching
invading
watch
privacy sus.
Yeah, it's very like it was sus before. It was sus for movie theaters before, but now it's sus for us, the movie goer. You know, it's very weird, and I don't even know all the details. And so watch Real Talk. Matt and Taylor are gonna just poo on it the entire time. But I do miss Movie Pass. Shout out, the last movie I saw on Movie Pass, I believe, was Tag, if I remember correctly.
No, that you had to not use a Movie Pass for like 3 or 4 months after the fact. Then
I know, because I remember being super sussed out by it, and I was in Chicago using it, and it was restricted a ton. So I was like, "No, I'm good."
I think the last movie I saw with Movie Pass before they started doing like the wild restrictions was Black Panther. Pretty sure.
Bro, you Taylor and I go over how we were just like doing everything possible to get past the restrictions, all the loopholes you could possibly we talk about that all in this episode. So
it's weird. It was so weird, and because they started like they were restricting it as folks were using it. Folks are getting like more than one ticket for stuff. It was nuts. But so
what happened the first, because this happened to us. We would take my brother to go. Frank and I always take my brother when he's in town to go see a movie. So back when we had Movie Pass, we had booked our tickets, and then we were just going to buy his ticket when we got to the theater. Mm-hmm. So I guess how it worked was it automatically preloaded like $11 or like whatever onto the card. Yeah. So when we went to go buy these matinee price tickets, Frank got hit, like put in the order for his, and then added my brothers to it, and then both tickets shot out, and Frank was just like,
Like, all right.
whatever.
See,
Right.
there were times in the movie pass days where it's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go see this movie with my friend like opening day. So let me just. I know I'm not gonna be going to the movies the next couple of days because of work. So I would go to the theater, act like I was going to movie pass for the day, and just buy the advance ticket.
It's crazy how like that was such a moment in time. Like I
It
can't believe that
was.
happened.
It was, and now we have the amazingness that is the AMC A list because of it.
Or for
Not
some
all of
folks,
us.
it's what is it? Is it
Cinemark Movie Club.
Cinemark Movie Club, or all those damn
All of them.
movie theater subscription services. Shout out to the people in the chat, by the way. I see
What's
you.
up?
I'm
I
Rue
see you,
Moses.
Rue.
You know, I am on screen this time. I was on screen last week too for that nonsense that was a show.
I
Brendan
know
Marr.
you yelled.
What's up?
I would say Rue yelled at me last time because I was talking about Lord of the Rings on the last one.
Yeah,
Because
for real.
of my podcast. He went off on me for him and Brandon Buckingham, man.
Yeah,
Right.
you know, Allison Salamone hates Lord of the Rings. You heard it here first.
I don't.
Brendan Marr.
I'm going to kill you.
Brendan
He's
Marr
not
was
lying, so
She
I
hates the
don't
Lord of the Rings
hate it.
extended cuts. It's not the content. It's how.
Why
long
are you?
the
Why are
movies
you kicking out? Why are you making our two out of three watchers leave right now?
Brendan, what's good? Jeremy Miller, what's good? Amaru. Yum.
Oh no, we have three people unsubscribed. Unfortunately.
It's not the first time, wouldn't be the last.
right.
Yeah. Jeremy, I appreciate the love on my my Riverdale t-shirt. See, it's a whole thing. So like it's and they even have Sabrina on the bottom. So this is before Chilling Adventures, you know. So I'm happy to rep Riverdale when I can, even though the show is just as cringy to watch as Euphoria, if not cringier.
Dude, I just finished episode 3 of Euphoria. And that's all we're gonna say.
Which one was episode 3? I forget which one was
That's
episode
all.
3.
Oh no, is Matt frozen again?
I think, yeah. Matt, I think if we
poor
can hear
Matt.
you, we just can't.
Yeah, no, my one screen froze right now. That's literally it. It's literally one screen that froze.
Like, what's Matt looking at? He's just sitting there staring. It's
I don't
always
like how
great.
you're looking at whatever you're looking at either. I'm not a
Or is
fan.
he setting up the wheel?
Also, Matt's loving that wheel. Our wheel today is pretty rad because there's been so many.
Our wheel is fantastic.
There's been so many announcement videos. There's a new one today, so we have to bump some off.
Right? We were like, oh, let's game time decision. Let's change it. But the best part about it is we did it off stream. So
Thank God.
Did not make a production meeting of what our wheel slices would be on stream this time.
The show's still young. We still have time to have a production meeting. You know, it's it wouldn't be a watch show without at least talking about what's happening on the show or the next show.
Right.
With
what are we gonna do again?
Yeah, right. I do it on For Chris's Sake all the time. Shameless plug. I typically end my solo pods with I'm like, maybe I'll do this next week, and I don't.
All right, yo, I'm gonna have to log off my computer real quick, and
That's fine.
Back
That's
in,
fine.
so I'll be right back.
Well, happily. Well, we got time to kill. So right, Shug in the chat.
What up, Shug? Good to see you.
As we're looking at that wheel, and if y'all didn't see on our social media, so we did have to say farewell for the time being to our buddy Shug. If you have not subscribed to his channel, it's right here. That one, Shug Knight 323. Subscribe to that channel. Let my boy know what you want to see. I know him and I have been talking about doing some stuff whenever I have time. Apparently, I'm gonna kick Matt off the screen. I'm tired of looking at him, looking at me. Oh my god, my elastic just snapped. Where'd it go? Hold up, give me a second.
You can't leave me by myself on screen.
No, I'm fine. My elastic just popped out of my mouth. That's not embarrassing at all. Yeah, so I'm not gonna put a new one in now. I'm not gonna make y'all watch me do that.
Is that almost as embarrassing as me knocking over all of my husband's toys on a live stream? That was a good time.
Maybe because of how you went about it. Like me, I just talk too much, so the thing just snapped, and I felt it hit my gums. But that's besides the point.
Your mouth just starts bleeding. Which
Right? Just like a tooth falls out. It's a whole thing. I am always plugging Shug, and what kind of show is this? It's Spin from the Real Shmana reaction show. Apparently, we're now I just got done with Galaxy Geek. Shout out to them. Go subscribe to them and show them some love. But I just found out today that we're not the only. Us and Galaxy Geeks aren't the only Shmonon show on Mondays. So Mondays are becoming a hot commodity for the.
On Mondays.
I heard that it was Ben Bateman's Shmonon Backstage was the new introduction into Mondays. So there's a lot of things going on Mondays. The rails, they're over that away. I love it. And Jeremy Miller possibly giving Allison and I a new podcast name, The Callison Show.
I love it.
I don't tell me that. I'm always producing content in my brain. We might actually have to make that happen, Jeremy.
People just want to hear us banter about bullshit.
About God knows what.
Minutes to an hour.
Allison called me this morning to talk about some stuff for the show tonight, and I don't even know how long we talked, but it was probably way longer than we should have.
It was 100% way long. Like, I ate lunch with you. I let my dogs out twice with you on the phone.
Guys, Allison's dog does this thing when he wants something like food or to go out or something. Like, he would just get on his hind legs and just go like this.
He does.
Just like it's. You have to see it to believe it. Like, it sounds ridiculous when I do it, but Allison, you'll have to get video proof and put on your Twitter.
I do. I send it to everybody. We'll put more up there. Oh, Rue wants you to know that One's Gotta Stay is on Mondays.
Yeah, but it's not Schmodown. Not Schmodown, technically. But Mondays are where the party's at. And go subscribe to Rue. And because One Gotta Stay. If I didn't do Galaxy Geeks today, I would have done One Gotta Stay. Because
I wanted to do One Gotta Stay so bad, and I could have because I was able to get an earlier flight home. But
because what was it? It was Janet, Madonna, Rihanna, and
Britney.
And oh my God,
that was a good one.
That was a very good one.
That was a real good one. Rue's got some good stuff going on there.
Beyond the Schmodown is on Mondays. Yep, and they're pre-taped, so that's just another thing.
Mike Deacon
in the chat.
The No Jeff Happy Hour Super Fun Extravaganza Fiesta Monday Night Delight. Perfect.
That's what Callison's doing. That's our ship name, Allison. That's what Callison's doing. After this,
that's our tagline.
Right.
It's our tagline.
The No Jeff Happy Hour Super Fun Extravaganza Fiesta Monday Night Delight. And yes, a lot of slander. We haven't even spun the wheel yet. And there's already some slander. I do have some takes on the factions. We're gonna be doing a lot of predicting in this episode too. What's gonna be going on? But we're waiting for Matt to reboot his computer because we're not gonna do the show without him. But Brennan, I didn't miss your comment either because some people love Lord of the Rings like Brennan, unlike some folks. I'm so glad Allison's taken the brunt of the Lord of the Rings. Not hate, but
Chris, how do you feel about Lord of the Rings?
I watched them for the first time 2 years ago. It was the first movies I watched.
Okay, Ian, what were your thoughts?
I really enjoyed them.
You're so full of shit.
No, I did. Now, the thing I will say that's probably going to piss some people off, I have no interest in rewatching them. None.
Because they're so long. The extended cut is so long.
I didn't even watch the extended cuts. I watched the theatrical versions. And I'm like, I'm good. I'm good. You know?
Yeah.
I like Lord of the Rings. But I think just that genre is very hard for me to do. I didn't watch Game of Thrones. 2 episodes in, I'm like, I'm good.
Really?
I'm out. Yeah. My roommate at the time in college, we watched it together, the first 2 episodes. And he loved it. He went on to tattoo it on his body. It was a whole thing.
Here's my take on Game of Thrones and what I did. I liked it. I loved Game of Thrones, which is so wild, right? Considering my take on Lord of the Rings, because Game of Thrones confused me.
Same thing. Mm-hmm.
It confused me just as much as my poor sister. When we lived together, we would be watching Game of Thrones. I'm like, wait, so that guy's this person. Like, I would keep asking her questions during like the premiere of these episodes to the point where she would like look at me. She goes, "Allison, I need you to shut the F up. Like, I'm trying to, like, I'm watching. Like, ask me questions later." like we're watching right now. So
Matt, this is why I like to be more. I know that's a lie. I know that for a fact.
But what I decided to do before the final episode or before the final season was I was like, let me go back and rewatch all of Game of Thrones so I can keep everybody like straight and I know what's up and we got this. And then as I'm halfway through season 3, I realize none of it freaking matters because all of these people right now are dead. So why did I just do this to myself? There was no reason to relive half of these episodes because none of them are there anymore.
Game of Thrones is one of those shows I'd absolutely talk about. I will rewatch Lord of the Rings before I try watching Game of Thrones again. Like it's just
Brennan has officially unsubscribed from the channel because of
I guarantee he's not the only one either. I bet he's the only one to verbalize
to admit to it. Brennan, come back.
I love you, Brennan.
We love you, Brennan. Star Wars FCL champion of the world.
Yes,
we adore you.
Yes, I'm anticipating the return of the FCL. And who the hell knows? Because I feel like with the Schmodown, it's like we're getting back into the swing of how things used to be.
Correct.
And so I think the transparency, like how we've been getting the last couple seasons, won't be as clear. I think a lot of things will be still held close to the chest, as it should be, from all people involved. And the chat really blowing up with the Game of Thrones takes. Jake Agavetta in the chat gave up after up, like 4 seasons. What's going on, Jake?
Sean, you say FCL, Sean appears. It's like PLD and Ed Harris.
Right. Oh, if PLD pops up in the chat, you know my man's out there. Like his ears just
Hobbit
perked up.
Andy. It doesn't matter. They're all dead. Is the perfect description.
Yeah, but as we can see, I'm back. So let's try to get on the rails.
Yes,
on the rails.
Let's try to. But yes, William Harold, Game of Thrones first 5 seasons watch along. It's gonna be a live stream on a WAP.
No.
All 5 seasons.
No.
Simultaneously, we're gonna swap out personalities as we go. Well, look at this wheel.
All right, yes, we got our wheel.
The wheel.
Oh wait, that's an update. Hold on.
That's not the wheel. That's last week's wheel.
That's last week's wheel. Hold on.
Unless you want to do no, I'm not doing a watch along. There we go.
So this week on the wheel, so like I said, we had a bunch of faction announcements that have happened so far. So this week we got the new exchange, talking about the dungeon being back in business. Levine retires again. Koi's murky quirks. Fan favorites fly. I can't read up. Hold on, read upside down. Corruption maintains their own standard. Pay-per-view predictions, and then of course our wild card that none of us know what it is. So if you're ready for it, let's go ahead and give this a spin.
Let's do it.
All right.
That's so funny. 20 minutes in, it took us to get a
well, it's Matt's fault. Like I wasn't going to spin the wheel without Matt.
Oh, I mean, y'all couldn't. Technically, you could. Chris has the ability.
We could, but my laptop will poo-poo itself. Corruption maintains standard.
Maintains standard. So that's
get ready for a 20-minute Chris rant.
That's the announcement we got today. So Shannon did her announcement today. She's obviously keeping KO. She's keeping Chance.
Yes.
She's keeping Marisol. And now she has Laura Kelly back.
Yes.
So that's exciting. But what about Adam Collins? Like he might be able to come back, but she was really like not feeling it.
He ain't coming back.
That's the question, right? Like what's the deal? What's going on with Adam Collins? Now, again, I mentioned Galaxy Geeks a second ago, and I'll mention them again because they're so kind of finally had me on their program today. Finally, and they're the reason why we started late because I was talking to them. But I was, I think Luke said this. Luke brought this up. Why would Adam want to go back? Wait, Chris So Corruption Show. Weird, he never picks them. It's weird because he's not on the show anymore. So I don't want to hear that, Shug. And don't give me no BS on how we kicked you out. You chose to go do Shug, so that's great. But Why would Adam want to go back? That's a great question. To at least to start this conversation off, because we knew KO, we knew Chance keeping the corruption team together. That's yes, of course. Why wouldn't you? Marisol, singles champ, of course, duh.
Two-time defending singles champ, mind you, not even just singles champ. She's defended that belt twice now.
Yes.
So why would you? Yeah, exactly. Why would you let her go? And then you need a Star Wars player, like a good Star Wars player, and we all know Laura Kelly is phenomenal. And
she already has her previous ties to Shannon Barney and the corruption. And it's been highly anticipated that Laura goes back to corruption. But that fits slot. Why isn't it Adam? There has to be a reason. Like a real reason why that.
Because he's better than them.
He's better than them?
You think he's better than them?
He can do better than corruption.
Oh, and that's totally subjective, and that's great. You know, like I think. What's it called? I think there are a lot of people that can do better than their current situations, but Adam Collins, on paper, it makes a lot of sense why he would stay. Ooh, Allison, that was.
I'm not anymore. I'm back. I'm back.
She's just fuzzy.
Yes. You're in 144p. That's what. that's what.
We're working on it. We're working on it. No, I mean. It's hard. I feel like it's hard for me to kind of say with these factions because I've only known them for what they were this past season.
Right.
Because that's what I've seen. But what I've seen is you have 3 real heavy hitters and 3 phenomenal players. And then you have a great player in Adam Collins, but I don't think he has the opportunity. No, he's amazing. Like, I don't mean it in a bad way.
No, I see what you're saying.
But I think he has an opportunity to shine somewhere else where with how much of a team, a super team that corruption was and faction that it was last year, it's hard to shine in something when you have that much going on, right? So you got KO with his now 3-time defending IG belt, Marisol with her 2-time defending singles belt. I mean, Chance is just a beast all around with playing both IG and singles and then teams as well with corruption. I mean, I think Adam needs something where he can be the person to really shine and bring a team together. I think he has the opportunity to do that and become an even more phenomenal player somewhere else. Is what I was getting at, okay? I wasn't trying to insult the man. God.
The comments made by Allison Solomon do not reflect the comments of Matt Thomas and Chris.
I wasn't insulting him. I didn't say anything bad.
No, you didn't say anything bad. You just disrespected him.
Because to be fair, I have only gotten to watch Adam Collins this season. So all I can go off of is this season. And this season, I feel he was overshadowed by the other 3 core members of that team.
You are 100% correct. No.
So I'm able to say
that's just because the chips fall where they may. That's how this game works. Like he's probably going to end up being one of the leading contenders for comeback player of the year, especially if he has a repeat of his first season. But,
I hope so.
But you also can't ignore what he did in the first season and just say
she didn't see it.
I didn't see it. That's the thing. I don't have that information because I've not gone back to watch.
The next watch along wheel is only Adam Collins' matches.
Here's what I was about to say. You don't have to watch to look at statistics.
Right. And I'm not ignoring what he's done. I'm not saying that. I think in this past season,
but it feels like you are if you're not going to sit here and admit he's just like he's a great player. He's not phenomenal like the others. Like, whoa, hold on.
I meant from this season alone. Like that's not what I meant by it. I meant by I'm going off of what I've sat down and have seen and been a part of. And I'm not saying anything. I think he needs more of an opportunity. I think he needs to be somewhere where he has the opportunity to shine. Because I feel like his play this past season has been overshadowed by everyone else's on that faction, by those 3 on that faction, by the team, by even as deception, they were overshadowed by corruption and how well they did. As singles player, he still had Marisol to compete with, who singles champ, and Chance Ellison, who the 2 of them had a title match together in front of a live audience. Like, so I just don't think because of how much power was on that team, and from what I've been able to watch this season from the gameplay, there is more that he would be better used somewhere where he can be that star A player that a faction really needs.
He's come on this show. Adam Collins has come on the show before, a long time ago. It's been a minute. And he straight up said, he admitted that he was the B player in the Deception. He said that himself. This was before Marisol won belts, long time ago. And he said it, we're all like, and this is coming from me. In season 7 in Spin from the Reel's inaugural season, I was the flag bearer in the Adam Collins fan club. You know, like I love Adam. I think Adam's great. And last season, if I were to describe to you how well he did in season 7, and then you were to watch his performance in season 8, you'd be like, what the hell are you talking about? You know, because this is a guy who ran through some of the Schmoedown's best in season 7. Roca, Meyer, Miller, Merle, you know, like he ran through the gamut of some of the best Schmoedown's ever seen. And then he loses the belt to Dan his first defense.
Right.
But it came down to the 5. He had Dan was on the road.
To use your words, Matt, to use your words,
I know.
Adam has always struggled with the later in the game questions, and that's something
he's only ever struggled with this. Only ever with this.
With the later in the game questions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Adam, if I could sit here and tell you how great Adam was, shit, we can sit here and watch his matches. Maybe one day we will. But
next week we gotta watch along.
Like, maybe, who knows? But
no, we don't. Next week we actually get to talk about Schmoedown.
Hopefully, there's more to talk about besides the pay-per-view. We'll see. But with I can sit here and tell you and describe to you, and we can watch Adam's matches, but we can't sit here and act like season 8 was a good season for him, singles or teams. Like we can't sit here and act. It wasn't bad, but it wasn't. I wouldn't say good either, especially with how the bar and the standard was set for Deception within the tag division. Shug, I'm gonna block you from the chat. I see you there, and I'm not gonna acknowledge you. I do want to point out a couple other comments that aren't Shug Knight 323s. Leo Logan mentioned Rachel and Emma in the video with Shannon was cool to see.
That sound 100%. Quality wasn't.
Yeah, see, and thank you.
And there he is.
What up, boss?
There he is.
Said his name 3 times in the mirror, and Ed Harris shows up. But yeah, seeing Rachel and Emma in the video was rad, and it's 3 women who are awfully important to the Schmoedown's history. You cannot give the Schmoedown's oral history without mentioning those 3 names. You can't.
Absolutely.
And William Harold saying the real reason is because of Christian, why Adam isn't there. That's, if you want to boil it down to that, yeah, but that's not fun, right? Jeremy Miller, I'm glad Laura's back with Corruption. I need to see her face Ace at some point. How do you feel about Laura's back within Corruption?
It was bound to happen, especially when we had an idea of what this season was going to be like. If you couldn't put 2 and 2 together, it's just like.
Matt, did we lose you for a second?
No, I'm
okay. No, totally.
I was just Laura, like, I was shrugging. Like, what can you do? Like,
yeah,
Laura. No, I mean, go ahead, Allison.
I'm excited to see Laura on back on to see her go to Corruption and see how they just start trying to run through that Star Wars division. I think Shannon Barney really is just one of the best managers. I really do. Like, she is. Mm-hmm. And what she's been able to do with her teams, it shows because of how well Corruption's been able to do the last 2 seasons, I guess, technically, if you think about it. But I mean, I loved Laura Kelly. I love Laura Kelly wherever she is. And I like what she brought to Swag. But I think that she's going to be able to blast off even further behind Corruption.
What Laura needed was a good character to coincide with the trivia. We knew she was good at that. We knew she was very damn good at the
Fucking
movie
William
trivia.
Harold.
I scrolled up. I can't even see what he said. And
I've never seen. No, I said yeah. He's like, I've never seen PLD and Ed Harris in the same place. Just saying.
That'd be weird, wouldn't it? But like the character, like especially in the lead up to her match with Andrew DiMolanta, that was something that I was waiting to see Laura do, and I was very impressed by it. She didn't come out on the winning end with Andrew, but still, Laura's presence within the Schmodown division is
Joker promo was
rad.
Insane.
One of the better promos of the entire season.
Of the entire digital era. Like it was oh my god, between her and Nikki DiMolanta with her Ahsoka promo, like just amazing. So I think that having her with Corruption is just gonna keep that character. It's gonna be amazing. I'm so excited.
It's a return to form for Laura. I think Laura did some of her best stuff with Shannon, and now you incorporate the things she had with Winston, take it back to Corruption and Shannon. I know we're gonna get into the other factions and how they're laid out, but spoiler alert, I think this one's probably set up the best as of right now, how they stand. And that fifth slot isn't even occupied yet. You have the greatest Intergeekdom player of all time in Mike Kalinowski, one of the best three-way players in the Schmodown and Chance Ellison. You have the current singles champion in Marisol McKee with multiple defenses, and Laura Kelly, who's on the cusp of really breaking through that upper echelon of Star Wars that not too many folks have crossed. We know of three: Damon, and Harper.
We know that
we have
friend
four
of the
now.
show, Thomas Harper.
DiMolanta, Damon, and Harper.
Demi doesn't have a belt yet, and then we can revisit that conversation.
I'm just saying, as much as we love friend of the show, the Major Thomas Harper,
yes, it
would be pretty amazing to finally get a female Star Wars champion.
That's why he turned heel, because we're all rooting for Nikki and Spectacular. You know,
I was not.
Like that's sure. But I see Laura, and Laura's been one of those competitors that like we've been waiting for her to break out, and I believe it was Jeremy who said that he wants to see her play Ace. Ace is somebody else whose future is still up in the air, and who I'm curious to see how he pans out and how he lays into this whole Schmodown season 9. But Laura's on the come up. Her match, the fact that she got a title match with Andrew DiMolanta, and she came on the losing end. It wasn't the best performance, but that's just the standard set by Star Wars.
Yeah,
okay. I'm gonna make some unpopular opinions here.
Shocker.
So knowing that Star Wars is going to be still a somewhat digital division this year,
it will be digital. Yeah, for the most part.
That's what I said. Somewhat says outside of probably the actual
title defenses, title defenses. I think.
And if that's the case, are we still doing number one contenders or the tournament number one contenders? That's still going to be 5 rounders. Like, because here's the issue. Laura Kelly looked like a deer in the headlights in round 4 when she had a title shot last year. It wasn't pretty. And this is someone who is the resident swag fan and is Winston's little brother. Shit wasn't pretty at all. Like, she didn't even answer almost half the questions.
You know, going into new, like, if I'm not mistaken, was that her first 5-round?
That was her first 5-rounder.
Yeah.
Again, so it's not always going to be a seamless transition from
and
3
she's
to 5.
not the only one who's frozen up in a 5-rounder, right? Like, we saw that Inner Geekdom tournament finals. We've seen players.
The singles tournament final.
Yeah.
With Barbarian.
Like,
we've
Sally
seen
Fields. Like,
we've seen those type of instances where 5-round matches can get the best of people, and that's just like what you said, Matt. It's the nature of the game. It's gonna happen, especially if it's your first one. But Laura showed a lot of promise last season. We already knew she can bring Trivialize, but Allison mentioned that Joker promo, and it was one of the better promos of, like Allison said, the digital era. So I can't.
We have
real
a couple
quick.
comments in the chat that
please,
he had a
we have
5-rounder.
we have a Streamlab real quick before we get to
That,
these
sweet.
comments.
Yeah, let's do that first.
We have a donation from Shug. Chris,
Really?
you can't block me. I'm a mod. Second, you never picked Deception to win. So how are you a flag bearer? Anyways, Allison, keep kicking ass. Matt doing an amazing job. Chris, eat my shorts.
You're a mod for now. And
Chris does have the ability to change that.
Yeah, as long as I'm part of why, you mother
mod?
trucker.
I'm on the show and I'm not a mod. How does that happen?
I'm not a mod either. Granted, I'm never in the chat because I'm here. But the thing with Deception can never I believe they have a losing record and they never really got to flex their muscles in the tag division solely because like they had some like poor mismatches and they went up against some stiff competition. Like tags were very competitive last season and Deception was just casualty of that. Plus Adam again would be the first person to admit that his performances weren't the best in those matches.
Well, hold on. Also, William Harold brings up a great point. She had a 5-rounder with Alex, and that was an in-person 5-rounder though.
Right. So
and that's the question. Like
the Schmodown show. Don't test me in the chat. The digital era really made it was a whole different beast now. And even when Laura played Alex, that was a different Star Wars than what it is now. Like it's a whole different beast. Like Star Wars now is to the point where I remember there was a point in Star Wars matches where I would get like a question the first round. I'd be like, "Yay!" And now I'm watching them speak Latin the entire time, and I'm like, "Oh, great!" You know. But that's just the nature of how these.
I enjoy watching Star Wars because I don't know shit about it.
Well, here's
I
my
just watch in awe of these people.
That too.
And I went on record saying this after Spectacular, with how the Star Wars division seems to be changing, where we're actually getting movie trivia questions. I don't think Alex Damon is going to be the same Alex Damon people are used to, because Alex Damon was dominating the Star Wars knowledge. His weak spots a lot of the times ended up, and what cost him this year was when he got the movie trivia knowledge.
Those deep cut questions. For sure.
So
anyway, I think
the fifth spot in corruption is going to be interesting what they do with Adam Collins. But quickly before we move on to the next thingy,
where would you? Well,
Chris
before
has
we move
to
on, where would you put Adam Collins if he doesn't end up back at corruption?
I honestly don't know, man. I'll abstain from this question because I have to think about that. I really got to think about that.
Off the top of the dome, Adam Witt's fan favorites, which we'll get to in a minute, or hopefully, maybe, who knows, or the Rock Stars with Roxy.
I think it'd be a good fit there for sure.
I like the contrast in personality with Roxy and Adam. That's if he's not with corruption.
Plus, you got that nice little rivalry between Shannon and Roxy, so that could play really good into some storylines.
Makes a story. Sure. I think, and we've talked about this on the show a plethora of times. Like Roxy is a great manager, and I would love to see Adam paired up with a mouthpiece like Roxy Stryer. So,
sure.
But who knows? We don't know what Roxy's team looks like as of right now. We have no idea.
Yeah, we're still waiting on
what factions are left, and we actually talked about this pre-show.
We got the Rock Stars. We're still waiting to hear from.
No, the Stars.
Yeah, the Stars. We're waiting.
Swag.
And Swag.
And then any possible new factions.
The Den.
Basically.
The Den.
The Den. The new look Den. If there are any new people in the Den, because they were quick to shun everybody else.
Yeah.
But we'll see. Yeah. We'll see. And like what Matt said, any new factions that pop up and from the woodwork. But are we good?
I think we're good on this. I think we can go ahead and get that wheel back up. Let's give it a spin. We got real close to that wild card for sure.
Yeah, I'm curious about the wild card. My wild card last week was felt in What the Show. So and it was a good time. It was a very good time.
Spelling error when Matt's half asleep.
The fan favorites.
favorites.
You were quick to take that wheel off the screen too. But the fan favorites, Adam Witt's fan favorites. We got a new manager this season.
This
Adam
is.
Witt.
I mean,
I
he
think
managed the
this is
dungeon.
the day. This is the day we get a fourth wheel spin because, man, oh man, we really can't say anything. But what will his faction be? Because we don't know.
This one's hypothetical. Yeah.
Yeah.
You were saying something else?
I was say like the fact that he, you know, managed the dungeon for 3/4 of the season anyway, it makes sense that.
Ouch! Damn.
I'm
I
just
just heard
saying.
Kaiser scream from LA.
Right, damn.
Kaiser is very busy. I understand. So he had Witt step in quite a bit. So it makes sense. And he did great. Adam Witt did amazing as a manager when he would be stepping in for Kaiser. So I think it's a fabulous idea that he's coming in with his own faction this season. I'm super excited about it.
Can I be honest? I love the name of this faction.
I do too.
I don't. Not a fan. I honestly I don't like it.
Chris, I'm with you.
I love it.
Bland.
I feel like it's very Adam Witt. I feel like
it's so bland.
This seems a little on the nose. Like that's my thing. It's very much because as Adam Witt a fan favorite, 1000%. But
so maybe
calling the faction the fan favorites?
Because his faction is going to be full of fan favorites that were shunned by their own.
Do we know that?
We don't.
Do we
that's
really
not the
know
case,
that?
What if it's like a bunch of Chris Lopez's and Matt Thomas's? Like that's
I would love it. I would love it because then it's funny.
Why compared to everybody else?
It's hilarious. I would think it'd be
Chris,
so
speak for
funny.
yourself. Some of us know trivia unlike others. So
I know because you write the questions, Matt. And then you answer the same questions you wrote. We saw that last week.
I didn't write those questions.
Great callback. I forgot that happened. Allison, you're saying, please continue.
No, I think it's fun. I think by having that name, like I said, the storyline and the kind of the possibilities are endless because people are coming and going through that. That's the one thing that they have made known is people are able to leave and join factions whenever they want. No one, all of these announcements that we're getting, none of these people are tied for the entire season. So
I see you, Sean. Well, I'll address you in a minute, Sean. Go ahead, Allison.
So the fact that we already have people like Robert Parker not having a faction, getting dumped. So we have, gosh, who else? There's a ton of people.
The chat keeps mentioning William Harold said Preston and Parker are the two that come to the brain. Jeremy Millis is the same
Molly
thing.
Damon. She's not. She was the Dungeon Star Wars person. She's not there anymore. It's now Nikki DiMolanta. So you know she's another one that could be because people love the Damons. So she's another one that could be right there. So there's a lot of people that are. I mean, where's the Rager going to go? Finstock dropped him.
I think
he could be a fan favorite.
Rager can be a fan. More people like
Rager's going to be one of those floaters. Rager is going to be one of those floaters. I can almost imagine. Like, here's what I'm noticing at least. What seems to be happening with these factions is the people who somewhat struggle with promos are on factions. That's what I'm seeming to notice.
I know we've talked about it on the show a ton, especially now it's gonna mean more than ever to get your character and your persona across. I'm really blanking on everybody because my mind went to corruption since we just talked about them. Marisol can hold her own. Chance can hold his own. Mike is one of the goats of that thing.
But corruption
has come into her own,
gets an asterisk because of who they are. That everyone knew that faction really wasn't going to get blown up. Sure.
But I don't want to dive into the other factions because we might end up talking about them. But I see what you're saying. Like, and I think that's like the pro wrestling standpoint of it. Like the guys who aren't good at promos, they get a manager to speak for them. That's why, like I mentioned the thing with Adam Collins, like he's not a mouthpiece, you know. But with Roxy, if you put someone who is very vocal, very who's known for their words, not really their trivia in the Schmoedown, you plop them with someone like Adam Collins, who hasn't played as a character. He's played as himself because that's just the league he entered in.
It's just a guess. I'm not confirming anything, William. This is, in all honesty,
What's up,
just a
Galaxy
guess.
Geeks? I see
Yeah.
you.
What's up, Galaxy Geeks? Shout out to them.
Good to
Again,
see
go
you guys.
subscribe to the channel. But the big ones that at least I'm assuming for the fan favorites are Preston and Parker. It's hard to, I don't know why I put so much emphasis on those P's. But Preston and Parker. And I want to throw out a page for Betty. Another P, throw Paige into that, because Paige definitely is a fan favorite. People love the Boston Badass, as they should.
I mean, she called her shot and took out Ben Bateman like she said she would. Upset of the year. Yeah. No, she's a huge fan favorite. And Leo in here said John Hoey as another one.
Right.
John could go there.
Yeah. Someone we didn't get to see too much of, and I know he was upset at the dungeon choosing to not go with him. But again, maybe we'll get to that in a little bit. Sean, I will address you now. Am I bitter? Yes. And the People's IG champ, People's, you were mine, not anymore. But
I mean, Chris might be a
Sean.
future IG
I like
champ.
Sean.
Chris might be a future IG's champ.
I don't know about that, but
I'm still working on my FCL tape, guys. It's getting there.
Allison to the FCL. We're 7 days into the making. William Harold in the chat. I want a team of Bateman and Paige. Yes,
I don't.
I said this like an hour ago on Galaxy Geeks. I want that so bad.
I don't think we're ever gonna get that.
Imagine I think yes, Paige did her best Babe Ruth impression, like the great Bambino, pointing at center field at Wrigley Field and saying, I'm going to hit this home run. And she did the damn thing. She called her shot and she did it. But imagine if Bateman was like, you know what? Yeah, you got the best of me. You got me the one time. I got you in the teams. But what if we teamed? But who knows? But maybe we'll tackle Ben Bateman's team future later in the show.
For sure.
I'm curious to see how the fan favorites will fill out. Hoey's another good option.
Sean's already begging for your forgiveness, Chris.
And Sean, we'll chat. Sean, I know Jesse Swift is trying to get me on Flick and Reel. Maybe we can mend this. So
he hasn't asked me yet. Cool.
Glad to see it was in the Galaxy Geeks chat approximately an hour ago.
Jesse, we need to talk.
Yeah, about 2 hours ago. Jeremy Miller, I think the Rager would be solo. Maybe he goes to the Den. Maybe that'd be one hell of a big personalities, right?
Yeah.
Saul, Mulligan, and Thomas Harper, who really embraced the major in him at Spectacular, and then bringing in the Rager to all of this. That'd be a loud ass faction, I'll tell you that.
Did you see a fun promo of Thomas getting them all in line and putting them through some boot camp?
Rager in his camo robe.
I couldn't see Rager following the major's orders.
But that'd make for fun promos. I think that'd make for some really great cutscenes.
Christian, let me know.
Right, writing team. Not questions, stories.
Gold. I got gold.
I would love to see Rager like a camo robe. That'd be very fun. Do the face paint gimmick. But the fan favorites. I'm glad Adam Witt's a manager. And it also begs the question, who else is going to pop up? Are we going to see former managers that become official ones? Or are we going to see some unexpected folks? We saw Emma Fife. That begs the question, does the Fife Club come back?
That wasn't the leaks, wasn't it?
The Schmodown, the Reddit leakers, shout out to them. Back into the zeitgeist.
I need them to come back.
I need another truth bomb in the Reddit.
I need another leak. So if you're watching, leaker, I need more leaks. Let's go.
Yeah, they so far, the deception breakup is something that was in the Reddit leaks. I don't know how
if it's gonna happen or not, but it's definitely
right. And I don't know too many people that were like, "Hey, deception's gonna break up." There weren't too many folks that were clamoring for that.
Yeah,
so who knows? We're very early in the season. Not all the announcements have been made yet. So we'll see the validity of those.
I know we're going to talk about it, but what do you think? Not a single announcement has a full 5 roster faction yet, right? No one's said all 5 members.
Not yet. The Exchange is off one. I think the Mercs are off one.
Yes.
So there are a few, and there are some that have 2 confirmed, let alone 5.
Yeah. Kaiser, I'm not going to get into that.
But fan favorites.
Let's go back to the wheel.
Yeah.
I don't like the name, but I like Adam Witt a lot. I think he's great. I think Witt's great.
I think the name is fantastic for Adam Witt. Adam Witt, you heard it from me first.
I'm just not a fan, you know?
The opinions of Chris Anthony Lopez do not reflect those of all of us here on Spin from the Real.
Matt agreed with me.
I agreed with him.
The opinions of Matt and Chris do not reflect all of the hosts.
Do not reflect the views of Alison Salamone, is what you're
Yeah,
supposed to say.
two out of 3, you know. Maybe
This
I can.
is a long freaking spin. How many times did you push it?
Maybe
I'm still holding it. I'm just holding it and holding
maybe,
it.
you know, I'll change my mind. I reserve the right to change my mind later in the season. How about
Of course you do. Everyone does.
Yes.
Yeah, baby, it's my time to shine.
The new exchange. Yes, the new exchange. How about
The
that?
new exchange. All right. So who did Bobby Gucci say he was keeping?
Man, Bobby Gucci made the right decision. He kept King Arthur, he kept Barbarian, and he kept Gold Leader. We don't know who his 5th is.
We don't.
Personally,
King Arthur
I'm hoping for the Rager personally, but that's just me. But they need an IG person. Mm-hmm. So that raises the question, who could it be? Because I think they would have announced Moose Haas if it was Moose Haas.
Right.
Oh, 100%.
So now I'm left wondering, who's that 5th? The price always goes up, baby. This is the exchange. The exchange rate never goes down. It only goes up.
Yeah.
Invest in the FinStock exchange. The 5th slot is the big question here, right?
Yes.
Because we're not surprised that a lot of the core dungeon members remained with the faction, right?
Well, especially King Arthur going all the way to this, winning the singles tournament, and then you also have Griffin Newman, who went all the way to, you know, Spectacular as well. So like that made sense to keep. Gold Leader crushing it through. I mean, he didn't get a title shot, but like
word or a letter.
His 2 losses are tournament finals. Just
exactly.
There.
So you would keep that because all he has to do is just practice his spelling and take spelling tests, and he'll be fine.
Or his enunciation of things. That's the other
right.
thing.
Exactly, and he'll be good to go. Like just a little bit more. It's a little, you know, smidge more there. And I mean, there would have been no faction of the year without the Barbarian and the Dossier.
Yeah. No, you're spitting nothing but facts, and that's why I'm not too surprised by the exchange's current roster members. It's that 5th slot intrigues the hell out of me.
Jeremy has an interesting thought with it. And so
I don't think that's the case, Jeremy, because they've made it known, like they've kind of made it clear, Chandra is like the rogue of the Schmodown. Like that's the feeling they've made, like they've given off in like or not backstage rundown when Christian talks about the league. Like he's made it seem like the rogue of all rogues is Chandra. So I do not think that he will be on any faction this year, especially with how we saw him break at Spectacular.
As much as I would love to see Chandru become, you know, a part of the exchange just for pure chaos sake, like how Jeremy mentioned, not too much later in the chat. I would love Chandru just playing straight spoiler throughout the whole season, ruining it for all the factions involved, since factions have ruined it for him. You know, they like him, his time with Swag.
Shop.
Right. Just because of how bad his experience soured with Swag, and he just ruins it for everybody. I think that'd be rad, him just playing spoiler throughout the entire season. But I also would love to see Chandru just do something with Bobby Gucci and with the rest of the exchange, how heelish they would be. Like, again, shout out to Luke from Galaxy Geeks, mentioned that it was they'd be the ultimate heel faction. Some of the best heels that Schmodown has ever seen would be on the same faction going into season 9, and that would make for great TV, personally. Do I think it'll happen? Sure. No, I don't think so. I love the Leo Logan, Robert Parker mention. That's fun because he was left off of certain factions for now.
I would rather see Parker go with Wit. I don't know why.
I think that makes the most sense.
Babyface Parker with Babyface Wit makes sense.
I just love the idea of Parker with Wit. I feel like there's just so much that can be done with that.
We saw their camaraderie in matches last season and in cutscenes last season. we saw what they're capable of doing, and putting them back together just makes the most sense. But I also, not to bleed too much into other factions, after getting denied from others or left off, I like to see a change in Parker's character. As much as we love the magic tricks and the suits and the ties and the pretty faces,
the Robert Parker I saw season 1, who was a straight up killer.
I want to see a heel Robert Parker so bad, especially being just casted off after
100%.
Remember at Spectacular, the big like Kevin Smets is back. Kaiser joins him on stage. Parker joins him on stage, but the moment was really shared between Kaiser and Smets, and Parker was there,
Yes.
And the second Smets is back, Kaiser's like, oh, this toy, I'm just going to put it back in the toy chest because my old one got repaired and we're back, baby, It's just like, it was
really cute having you here, but we'll see you later.
Exactly.
Like, thanks for doing everything you did. We appreciate, thank you. Bye-bye.
Right. It was.
I feel like that's one of the biggest shuns so far of all of this. I feel like, and I get it, and we'll talk more about it if we get to the dungeon. But Ryan Payne also brings up something, because we saw Barbarian on Twitter talking about this, and his stats within IG. And again, if they're there, why not? Because you have powerhouses already in singles and teams with King Arthur and honestly and Griffin and Khan. Like, you have two beasts of players for that. So why not shift Barbarian to IG if he has the knowledge, he has the skill set, he has the stats behind him? Why wouldn't that be?
And that would encourage them to pick maybe another singles player, maybe to mention a name we've said before, Adam Collins, folks like that, or like Matt's wishful thinking that low down and dirty Rick Radis, can slide his way back into the exchange. But there are a lot of exchange or ex-exchange members that didn't make the cut as well. You got your Taylor Robinsons, you got your Ty Liebermans. Your Moose Haas, who made their presence known, and they were
especially Ty Lieberman, man. I freaking loved what Ty Lieberman brought every single time you saw him on screen.
When we got to talk to him when we got to talk to him in Con a few months ago, that's like Ty's last match is really when he became the tyrant. Like he really fully embraced what this was and what his role was within it. And it sucks that he's not with the exchange anymore, but I think that opens the doors to him doing other things. And I hope that.
Oh, for sure. I hope we see him more in the upcoming season, because I thought he was he just blew. His promos were fire. Him with the wine, the big old glass of red wine, just going with it. I thought it was just phenomenal. I think he is William Harold, but I don't know. I don't stalk them.
From what I know, which again, I'm dumb, so it takes a grain of salt. I believe so. That's where he's located.
You said it, not me. And yeah, he is in California.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I don't.
And then Leo brings up another thing. He's surprised JT is back. That's another one for fan favorites.
I'm not, because of just Gucci's probably had enough of his shit.
Maybe, but could he be another one that goes to fan favorites or some of these other factions that haven't made announcements yet?
Another great fan favorite pull. So, not to go back to the fan favorites for a second, but also to go back to the fan favorites for a second. Imagine Preston, JTE, Parker, Damon. Pick your Damon, and insert. Let's say Rager, right? Let's say Rager for hypothetical sake. That's one hell of a faction. It's a hell of a faction,
Yeah.
So that's something where you could easily you can blend all those names together and it become this bigger. They have potential, but again, those are just names that we've mentioned that can fit the mold. Ty is another one. You say the Den. I see that, But Ty's another one of those. I think he really, again, came to his own. The fans rallied behind Ty. So that may be what the fan favorites pull out of this. Maybe that's where the Wild Berries go. Maybe that's where Video Drew and Claudia Dolph go. Hopefully we'll get to them sometime in the show. But there are a lot of other
I could
names that we haven't even mentioned.
I could see Ty on the Stars. I could see Ty on Swag. I feel like he has so much just potential with just we should just put a slice on for Ty Lieberman with how much we're talking about him.
we have become the official Ty Lieberman stan show. Yes.
Simping for Ty Lieberman. Ty, if you hear us, hello. Big fan.
Friend of the show, Ty Lieberman. You know,
big fan. Love Ty. Big fan, Ty. Ty, hello. This is how we get them to come in. Just say their name.
And Ryan, Ty could easily be a rogue. Totally. Yes.
100%.
Ty floating around the schmo.
Well, Allison, that's not how we get them on here anymore.
Yeah. That's the thing, ain't it? That's a bummer.
They could come in and say hello in the chat if they wanted to. Ty Lieberman, if you're listening.
Totally. Yeah. I shouldn't say
you want to throw a follow on Twitter, that'd be cool too. Ty Lieberman. You can follow me at Allison Salamoni. We can become friends. That'd be great.
Okay, okay, Allison, pump the brakes.
What?
But the
says the openly sober member.
No.
I'll be your DD.
Yeah,
you know.
I thought you said simping, not sipping.
I did say simping, but it's really funny that
it's sipping for Tyler. That's like a podcast. Like Ty, go ahead. I'll on Jeff's behalf, just take the name. Just do it.
Sipping for. Ooh, Ryan also has another
one. Page, right? That's another. I didn't know emojis can come up a little brownies like that, but that's something that's also worth mentioning as well. Like if Barbarian fits that IG mold within the faction, then you can bring in someone like Paige. Like I think that'd be rad. Matt, don't look at me like that.
That was the brown emoji comment.
What? I can't say that,
bro. How do you not know that?
You didn't know you could change like, the way your emoji.
All you got to do is hold on that emoji and the options for all the different skin colors.
I didn't know they would pop up as brown though in the chat. I thought like YouTube would make it become like something else. I know brown emojis exist. I use them casually, but like I didn't know YouTube was cool with that. But either way, besides the point. Finstock also, I talked about how corruption looks great on paper. I think also the exchange looks great on paper. Like Allison nailed it on the head with King Arthur and their individual members as singles players. Like Griffey News, you saw what he can do. King Khan, I still think is underrated within the league. Mm-hmm. And the Barbarian, we saw he ran through a tournament. Like say what you want about the final, but he still made it to the final.
God damn it, Jeff.
And Gold Leader is one of the best players in Star Wars.
Keep in mind, it's been made public knowledge that if Griffin was sick the day of Spectacular, if Griffin was unable to play, Barbarian was going to play. And I think he could go toe-to-toe with Marisol, no issue.
Are you seeing that? Yeah.
I'm. That's a match I would like to see. He went
toe-to-toe with Griffin Newman, and the only but it was that speed round killed him. And missing all the points that he missed. Did you just see Jeff's comment?
I did. Yeah. I love yes. No, but stay on target. Back on track.
Stay on target.
The exchange looks great on paper. Whoever they add as their fifth will just make them better regardless of who it is. It can be me, bum ass Chris, and they'll still be better on paper.
They'd be better for their fucking promos though.
No, don't say that. I think again, Griffey can do it. I think Khan was really comfortable with Griffey over the course of the season, and it allowed him to be better at promos. Go Leader, that's how he made his name with his promos. And the Barbarian, him and Elvis are one hell of a dynamic duo. So I feel confident with the exchange. The exchange and corruption, the top two factions of last season. As of right now, the top two factions going into
I think 9. So for sure.
As of now, there's still a lot of pending variables, and I know the murky quirks look great as well, but we'll talk about them if and when we get there.
Yeah, but Chris, I'm so proud of you for Oh damn! I deleted that sound. God damn it!
Good. don't play. What are you gonna play? What was it?
Stay on target. Stay on
Oh
target.
yeah, no, we're back on track. I wanted to talk about Jeff's comment, but we're not going.
We got time for one more spin. You'd say, guys?
Yeah.
Depending on what it lands on, yeah,
Yeah,
probably.
depending on what it is.
Let's make it a good one. Let's bring up.
It'd be a shame if we didn't talk about the pay-per-view. But it's the nature of the game, baby.
It happens. That's what this new format does. I'm just gonna hold on to this and let's see what happens. And
regardless of how this wheel goes, we're talking to pay-per-view next week. I promise, guys.
We gotta respin.
Yes.
The first ever respin.
You still didn't go in and respell and change the spelling on it through all this time. You're just gonna leave it as is.
Let's do it too much. We're committing to the bit. Was that our first respin ever? Really?
We got our second respin ever.
We're gonna spend the next 20 minutes spinning this wheel, guys. Just over and over again.
I'm holding up. You see, this is.
So in the meantime, make sure you subscribe to Wild Real Entertainment, like the video, leave a comment if you're watching after the fact. Sam Levine retires again.
We'll get another spin in.
Yes, we will.
Where'd Rue go? Is Rue still here? We can talk about it.
Oh, Rue was feeling hurt the other day.
I know.
So the usual suspects don't exist anymore.
They are
Sam Levine is finally riding off into the sunset.
Supposedly.
Yeah, for now.
I don't buy it. This isn't a forever thing.
This man can never stay away. How are we supposed to trust him retiring?
Is he retiring in the same way that Roka's retiring and like most likely not retiring? And we'll see them again soon?
I've talked to Roka. Roka is retiring.
I see. Oh, so Rue is in the chat.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think Sam's done.
I kind of like. Too bad we can't just send Rue the link now and get his opinions on it.
That's the thing, ain't it? But the Sam Levine retiring thing, I think Sam deserves. I believe someone in the chat last on Double GG said it, that I keep saying her name. I feel like they should start paying me $1 every time I say it. But
no, what channel do you work for?
So he works for himself. This man grinds.
No one pays me. None of the podcasts.
I mean, they did just hit that 1,000 subscriber mark, and they probably hit every other benchmark. They gonna get some money.
Yeah, congratulations on Galaxy's 1,000 subs.
Yeah, very cool.
But
yeah, no,
go ahead.
I would say he just that's just very unceremoniously. He's like, and I'm out.
Yeah, Sam deserves a hero send off if this stands.
He went out without a hero send-off last time.
But he came back. And
as a commissioner who barely did his job. He came for the paycheck. He came
back, bro. That's
all about the money.
All right, Jesse J, cool it. The thing with Sam is that I do think he'll compete again. When? I don't know. I don't think it will be in the first half of the season, personally.
No.
But I think Sam will be back. And I wouldn't be surprised if he brought Rachel with him. How? I don't know. But
no, Rachel, I don't see coming back.
Maybe not competing, but she having just Sam and Rachel as a dynamic duo on screen, regardless of who's competing, that's intimidating in itself, you know?
But now look at all the players that are free for pickup. You got Rue for IG, who's already gone to a title shot. Yes. You got Ethan Irwin. You got.
You can hear.
Oh no, my fuzzy! You can hear me. Oh no.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Now I'm looking back. I'm looking at all my screens. And I don't know what to do with myself.
You're fine. We got you.
You got Lightning Liz, Ethan Irwin, Rue, Paige for Betty. Mm-hmm. Who else we got on the suspect? McWeenie. All these incredible players that have, so many opens up. Rue to the freaking exchange,
No. There's one faction I will accept Rue going to.
Is it Flag?
And it's the exchange. No, I'm kidding. It's
swag, drip. I'm coming for these chips, man. Let my man go to a manager who will understand him and respect him. Black respects black. We love it. Give me Root of the Exchange. I won't accept anything else.
I don't want to call him out because he hasn't been in our chats recently, and I miss him dearly. But Emmanuel Moses said on the Facebook group that he'd also love to see Amaru in swag, and I think that's another
great.
That's a popular consensus.
That's like a match made in heaven.
It's perfect. I think it would be great, and seeing where Paige goes is also intrigues me. I don't think like Drew McWeeny. This also may come off as unpopular, and I don't want this to sound crude.
Rue calling you out.
He did just say rude. I was kidding. But I don't want this to sound crude. But I kind of wish when Drew retired, he stayed retired, because I think his performance the last few seasons have hurt his legacy.
Yeah,
and that rubs me the wrong way as a fan of Drew McWeeny. Not that I was disappointed in him, but the fan reaction was like, damn, like Drew McWeeney's not the same. It's not the same Drew. Like, and it sucks to watch that happen. Mm-hmm. But Lightning Time as a squad.
Maxwell.
What's up, Maxwell in the chat?
Lightning, Ethan Irwin.
No, Chris said this. Pause. Chris said this.
Matt's always so quick to point his finger at me. Maxwell, what's up, Boom?
To be fair, I said if Rue, I'll take it one for the team, along with my hot takes on Lord of the Rings. I brought it up first.
Allison, don't.
I apologize.
We've gone an hour without talking Lord of the Rings, and you're about to get
brought
in the chat again.
No, we ain't doing this again. We ain't doing
taking the heat off my boys. So that I can come at y'all for. I'm just kidding. I'm not even going to get into that. We're just going to stop it right here. We're going to stop it right
here. Give me a break. I had to deal with a 7-year-old child today and build Mandalorian armor for him out of foam. I am tired.
That's rad.
Ruin here. Run it back.
What's up? The Burr. It's
the Burr. We got the Ember in here. Ember Production.
The Ember Crew's here.
What's going on, Amber?
Love you guys.
Maxwell. Leo Logan mentions a great point. About Lightning Time should stay together and go to swag. I don't want swag to become the suspect rejects, but at the same time, that'd be pretty rad. Like I don't want I don't want swag to be like Oyama, Rue, Paige, Liz, Ethan, you know. But if that's how it pans out, it's how it pans out, and I'm more than happy for him. That's a great squad.
So then, if Oyama stays with swag.
Which isn't confirmed. That's not confirmed, right? That's just my headcanon.
No, nothing from swag.
Nothing's been confirmed for swag.
Okay.
But then,
considering the factions who have made their announcements, it's a very logical jump.
Would you say with Oyama, if Oyama stays with swag, that he stays as a singles player and not IG?
Yeah.
Can he play both still?
You can play
both.
Play multiple divisions.
But if we're talking about sending, if Rue went to swag, that would be my IG person.
1000%. Yes.
Like hardcore, my A member, my AIG for sure.
I agree, but availability comes into play there, and Rue is a teacher, so they'd have to wait until summer to get him in.
Well, he's still jonesing as long as he wants to do, which he's made it very obvious that he does. So that's a conversation that they'll have. But me, as a fan, as a person who does shows like these, I want Rue in every match ever. How about that?
Yeah.
And then
also, Amaru, congrats on your boy who graduated from an Ohio school, winning the dunk contest. So, yeah.
Back to
Ohio won this weekend. That's
Party J, I see you, Partis.
Party
in the chat. Winston could pick up Amaru after banishing Chandru. Yeah, no, that's
Amaru. Unfortunately, with the new rules and what we're allowed to say, we cannot highlight that comment, but we hear you.
I mean,
we can highlight that comment.
Yeah, Amaru's playing. He's playing season 9 now. We'll be fine.
I'm trying so hard to get Chris to send me a message after tonight, yelling at me for.
No, this is what's gonna happen. I'm gonna hit up our group chat and say like, guys, have some notes about tonight, and it just not respond for 3 days, and just
the most Chris thing ever.
I get caught up. There's a lot of things I have going on.
He's gonna be too busy watching Euphoria or How I Met Your Father or finally watching Bel Air.
Oh, I know. There's so much stuff going on. But movie trivia. So
let's go. So I think with that, we probably could get one more in because I feel like there's not much else left to.
I mean, we could also call it a show.
if Sam Levine doesn't come back, I'll miss him dearly, and I hope he gets a hero send off at some point. If he does, you heard it here first.
If Sam comes back, I want that motherfucker to have an automatic title shot.
Damn. I mean, we can do that now. Like that's last season that would not have
here's why. And Chris, here's why I say this. Sam never lost a belt.
Belts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, here I'm focusing on singles because I don't think if he comes back, he's coming back for teams. Because then you have to find a teammate, and who's gonna want to team up with someone who continually flakes out of the league. So,
Drew McWeeny.
But before we get out of here, we can't go. Let's not, instead, since we didn't technically hit it on the wheel. Who you guys got? Smets versus Chandru.
Smets all day, every day.
Who you got? Who you got on the pay-per-view? What's up, Brian? Well, the tag, which I'm assuming is what's opening the show, the undercard, Wildberries, Drew, and Claudia.
Wildberries for sure. Fast Five is the best movie.
Fast Five is the best. Yes, I second that notion.
Hi, Trina Burrows. There's a lot of people popping in here.
There's
Hi,
a lot of
friends.
folks in the chat.
Yes.
Yo, what's up? I see you, Joseph.
Pull up Maxwell's comment.
Hey, yo.
Pull up Maxwell's comment.
Thunder is getting smashed, and I don't mean in a good way. Yeah, that's
bravo,
wow.
Maxwell. Bravo.
Thank you, Maxwell.
Brian coming hot in the chat. He has Chandru beating Kevin Smets and Video Drew and Claudia Dolph beating the Wildberries. So you want all the like white hot baby faces to lose on Saturday. You don't want them, but you have to.
Smets is a tweener. Let's be honest.
This version of Smets as of right now, I
still no. The way he came back, he's still a tweener because it's not like
I don't know about that.
Smets falls into the same category that Kalinowski can fall into. When
that's a tweener.
Depending on, it depends on who he's playing, right?
Exactly.
Like Chandru is the ultimate. You're not going to out heal him. Mm-hmm. As we've seen on Twitter and the shit that he's been saying on Twitter, right? Like asking Smets if he's like, hey, did you use some of your GoFundMe money to buy new Blu-rays? Like, that's bro,
that got me good.
What are you saying? Like, you're not going to out heal him. Like, you're never going to get the booze when you're playing him, regardless of how big of a heel you are. It's just not going to happen.
No, and when I mean going into, yes, like in the sense of career, in career, yes, that's the tweener. But going into this Sunday or this Saturday, he is 100% of the babyface.
I'm just saying, he's still this season. He's still a tweener.
Oh yeah, totally.
Sure. Like if you're a tweener, you're gonna be a heel some weeks. You're gonna be a face some weeks.
Sure. But with Chandru, Smets is totally the face, and I have Smets winning. I have barely edging out Chandru. Maxwell, take that as you wish. And I also have Video Drew.
Didn't you?
Video Drew and Claudia beating the Wildberries. I want the Wildberries to win. I'm rooting for them, but I think Video Drew is going to continue her streak from last season, bring Claudia with her, and do some pretty kick-ass things as a team, which apparently they're teamed up now for the time being.
Yeah.
So
I got nothing on the Wildberries. I know how Video Drew plays, so I would love to see. You guys know me. I want to see Video Drew and Claudia Dolph take it, and I'm going Smets. I want to see. I want to finally witness a live smasher coming in and just annihilating again. Like, that's what I'm hoping for.
Do you want to see a knockout TKO? Do any of y'all see that?
I would love that. Oh,
I don't want a TKO or anything. I just want a straight up great match.
Like
although a small part of me does, because I always said that Smets' first match against Chandru, to me, that's always going to have an asterisk on it.
Right.
And I because he shortly after that is when he found out about his cancer, and he said he wasn't feeling well going into like. There's a lot. I'm like, Chandru won, yes. Swag technically won, yes, and I was happy about that. But I was rooting for Schmetz there, and that match is always forever going to have, in my eyes, a slight asterisk next to it. So
I couldn't agree more. I want to point out
sure.
this Joseph Burrows comment before we bounce, because Smets may not out-heal him, but he out-healed him. That's for sure. Hashtag smash cancer. Damn
Smash
right.
cancer.
I love it. I love it.
All right, y'all. Well, I think that'll do it for us for this edition of Spin from the Reel. Matt, where can the people find you?
Here, always here. Like I'm nowhere else besides when I guest other places.
You make it sound like a bad thing.
No, I know you make it sound like it's so miserable to be here on the channel you started.
I'm just tired right now, man. I'm just tired, boss. I'm tired.
Chris, where can the good folks find you?
I could just sit here and rattle off all the things I'm a part of, or maybe going to be a part of. I don't know, but I share everything I do on Twitter at the letter C Anthony Lopez. Give me a follow. Everything I do, I share it on there. And this pay-per-view is gonna be fun. Our first dose back into what Schmodown used to be in the sport that a lot of us fell in love with. So
I'm so excited.
We're going back to the basic. But Allison, share your love too.
Yeah, no, you can find me over on Twitter at Allison Salamoni. You can find me over every now and then when I can stay up late because I'm on the East Coast over on Flick and Reel. You can also find my audio podcast presented by Flick and Reel, Behavior Geekology, on everywhere pretty much that you get audio podcasts. We got 2 episodes out right now that I'm so stoked on. They drop every other Tuesday, so no episode tomorrow. It'll be next Tuesday. March 2nd? Question mark?
March 2nd is
March 1st?
March 1st.
Something like that. March 1st. So March 1st, the next episode will be out. And so subscribe to Flick and Reel over where you get all of your audio podcasts so you don't miss it. And with that, thanks guys for being here and hanging out with us again. And remember to spin from the reel, not from the pegs. Have a good one, guys.
Damn right.